The Sony ULT WEAR, Sennheiser ACCENTUM Plus, Sennheiser HD560S AKG K702, and Audio-Technica M50xBT2 are the most popular over-ear headphones under $200 of 2025, but which is the absolute best? We're going to compare them to each other and score them in various categories, with some categories holding more weight than others. In the end, we'll decide which is the best one based on the final score, and we will declare the absolute winner. Let's dive in. First, we are going to compare them on the sound quality category, which has a multiplier of 3. Starting with the Sony ULT WEAR. These headphones deliver a powerful bass-heavy sound that's perfect for EDM and hip-hop, but I found the treble range to be noticeably uneven, causing some sibilants to sound dull, while others can be piercing, depending on their pitch. The ULT bass button offers 2 additional levels of bass enhancement, but even bass heads might find the ULT 2 setting overwhelming, as it can make most music sound muddy. Sony ULT WEAR gets 7 out of 10 for sound quality. Moving to the Sennheiser ACCENTUM Plus, I was impressed by their assertive, big-boned listening experience, with impressively solid, nicely controlled low-frequency presence that hits hard, but with straight-edged precision. However, the overall frequency balance is skewed towards the bottom end. And while the mid-range gives vocals plenty of room to express themselves, the treble response is a bit polite, lacking the complete high-frequency picture I'd want for certain genres. Sennheiser ACCENTUM Plus scores 7.5 out of 10. The Sennheiser HD560S delivers a well-balanced sound profile that suits most musical genres with impressive consistency. And while they're slightly lacking in low bass, vocals, and lead instruments remain present, detailed, and clear in the mix. I particularly enjoyed their decently immersive soundstage, though the open-back design means you'll hear everything around you, making them less versatile for on-the-go listening. Sennheiser HD560S earns 8 out of 10. The AKG K702 truly surprised me with its fantastic sound performance, featuring a pleasantly wide stereo image with convincing signal dynamics and depth gradation that makes instruments feel properly placed. The extremely linear frequency response means these aren't going to impress lovers of loud volumes and big bass changes, but the high frequencies are reproduced in stunning detail, with finesse and transients, giving you a composed, if slightly cool, listening experience. AKG K702 deserves 8.5 out of 10. Finally, the Audio-Technica M50xBT2 delivers a very neutral, less boomy sound profile compared to its predecessor, with excellent bass accuracy that provides just enough punch without overwhelming the mix. What really won me over was how vocals and lead instruments sound present and clear with the mid-range tuned to perfection. And while there's a slight underemphasis in the low treble causing some detail loss, the overall sound is incredibly well-rounded and pure, making these ideal for both casual listening and audio editing. Audio-Technica M50xBT2 takes the crown with 9 out of 10. The Audio-Technica M50xBT2 scored 9 points in sound quality because it offers the most balanced, detailed audio experience with excellent instrument separation and a pure listening experience that works across all music genres without breaking the bank. Next, we're going to compare them on the comfort and fit category, which has a multiplier of 2. Starting with the Sony ULT WEAR. These headphones feature plush, soft ear pads that sit nicely on your ears, though they can cause some fatigue over time, especially if you have a larger head. I found them to be more stable than Sony's flagship models during movement, staying in place during jogs and light exercise, earning them a solid 7 out of 10. Moving to the Sennheiser ACCENTUM Plus, I was impressed by how the soft padding conforms well to glasses frames, rather than putting pressure on them, but the plastic construction and narrow ear cups might not be ideal for everyone. The lightweight design prevents pinching and hair getting caught, making them comfortable for extended listening sessions, giving them a respectable 7.5 out of 10. The Sennheiser HD560S offers excellent sound reproduction, but I found the foam and padding to be surprisingly firm, with the headband digging into my scalp and ear pads having very little give. Many users report discomfort after extended wear despite the sound quality being exceptional, resulting in a disappointing 6 out of 10. With the AKG K702, I experienced phenomenal comfort thanks to its lightweight design and perfect clamping force that strikes the sweet spot between security and pressure, allowing for hours of fatigue-free listening. The velour padding is slightly stiffer than some competitors, but the overall comfort is outstanding, with no discomfort even after marathon listening sessions, earning an impressive 9 out of 10. Finally, the Audio-Technica M50xBT2 features good padding on the ear cups and doesn't feel too tight, but some users may feel their ears coming into contact with the drivers, which can be annoying during extended use. I noticed they trap less heat than previous models, making them more comfortable for longer sessions, though the clamping force can cause headaches for some users, giving them an 8 out of 10. The AKG K702 takes the crown with 9 points because its lightweight design and perfect clamping force create a comfortable space that feels like it was custom-made for your head. Next, we are going to compare them on the noise cancellation category, which has a multiplier of 1.5. Starting with the Sony ULT WEAR. These headphones feature an amazing full-range noise isolation performance, powered by the integrated V1 processor that eliminates external sounds with minimal delay. While they're not quite as effective as Sony's flagship models, they do a great job of blocking out noise across the entire frequency range, especially those rumbling bus engines, making them perfect for commutes or flights. I'd give them 8 out of 10. Moving on to the Sennheiser ACCENTUM Plus, these headphones pack a powerful punch with their adaptive ANC that automatically adjusts to your environment. I particularly love how effective they are in the low frequency range, where they suppress static noise impressively. They struggle a bit with keyboard clatter and voices which remain slightly audible, but their wind noise reduction mode is a nice bonus feature that works well at the cost of slightly weaker ANC. I'd rate them 7 out of 10. Now for the Sennheiser HD 560S, and I have to be honest, these open-back headphones have terrible noise isolation, letting in ambient noise across the entire frequency spectrum from bus engines to computer fans and nearby conversations. These are definitely meant for quiet spaces like a mixing room or at home alone, not for blocking external noise. I'd give them a disappointing 2 out of 10. The AKG K702 follows the same pattern as our previous contender. These open-back headphones simply don't block noise, which isn't a flaw, but rather an inherent aspect of their design. If you use these in an office, your coworkers will hear your music and you'll still hear them. Making them suitable only for quiet settings like mixing or mastering music, they score 1 out of 10. Finally, the Audio-Technica AKG M50xBT2 relies solely on passive isolation through its design and clamping force, with no active noise cancellation. The sealed effect from the ear cups helps block out some background noise, enhancing your immersion, but you'll still hear low rumbling sounds and traffic. I found they do a decent job with higher frequencies, but can't compete with proper ANC headphones, earning them 4 out of 10. The Sony ULT WEAR takes the crown in this category with 8 points, because their noise cancellation system effectively attenuates more than 25 decibels of noise above 80 Hz, making them the best choice for those seeking peace in noisy environments. Next, we are going to compare them on the battery life category, which has a multiplier of 1.5. The Sony ULT WEAR impresses with its 30-hour battery life with noise cancellation enabled, extending to 50 hours without ANC. However, I found that the quick charge feature, providing 5 hours of playback with just 10 minutes of charging, was a real lifesaver during my busy days. 8 out of 10 for the ULT WEAR. Moving on to the Sennheiser ACCENTUM Plus, these headphones truly shine in the battery department. In my testing, they surpassed their advertised 50-hour battery life with ANC on, reaching an impressive 56 hours. The quick charge feature, offering 5 hours of playback after a 10-minute charge, is on par with the Sony ULT WEAR, 9 out of 10 for the ACCENTUM Plus. Now, the Sennheiser HD 560S is a bit of an outlier in this comparison. As a wired headphone, it doesn't have a battery, which means unlimited listening time as long as you're connected to a power source. However, this also means you're tethered to your device, which can be inconvenient for on-the-go use. 6 out of 10 for the HD 560S. The AKG K702 is another wired headphone, so it shares the same advantages and disadvantages as the HD 560S. While you don't have to worry about battery life, you lose the convenience of wireless freedom. 6 out of 10 for the K702. Finally, we have the Audio-Technica M50xBT2, and let me tell you, these headphones are a battery beast. In my tests, they lasted an incredible 61.6 hours of continuous playback, surpassing their advertised 50 hours. The cherry on top is their quick charge feature, providing 3 hours of use from just 10 minutes of charging. 10 out of 10 for the M50xBT2. The Audio-Technica M50xBT2 takes the crown in this category with a perfect score of 10, offering marathon-like battery life that kept the music going through my longest work weeks without needing a recharge. Finally, we are going to compare them on the connectivity and features category, which has a multiplier of 2. Let's start with the Sony ULT WEAR. These headphones offer a solid Bluetooth 5.2 connection supporting SBC, AAC, and LDAC codecs. Plus, they have multi-point connectivity, allowing you to connect to 2 devices simultaneously, though I found you can't use LDAC and multi-point at the same time, which was disappointing during my testing. The touch controls on the right ear cup work well for basic functions, and there's even a dedicated ULT button for bass enhancement, though I rarely used it since it tends to overwhelm the music with excessive bass. Sony ULT WEAR gets 7 out of 10. Moving on to the Sennheiser ACCENTUM Plus, I was impressed by its versatile connectivity options, including Bluetooth 5.2 with SBC, AAC, and a PTX adaptive codecs, plus the ability to connect via both analog cable and USB-C, which came in handy when I wanted to connect to my gaming setup. The battery life is exceptional at over 53 hours, hours with ANC enabled, and the fast charging gave me about 5 hours of playback from just a 10-minute charge, though I did find the touch controls occasionally finicky when trying to adjust volume during my morning commute. Sennheiser ACCENTUM Plus scores 8 out of 10. Next up is the Sennheiser HD560S, which offers a much more straightforward connectivity approach with its detachable cable system ending in a 6.3mm plug with a 3.5mm adapter included, making it perfect for my home listening setup with my amplifier. However, these headphones completely lack wireless connectivity options and have no built-in controls or microphone, which severely limited their versatility when I wanted to use them on the go or for video calls. Sennheiser HD560S gets 5 out of 10. The AKG K702 follows a similar wired-only approach with its detachable mini XLR cable that connects to a 3.5mm mini jack and includes a screw-on 6.35mm adapter, providing reliable connectivity for professional audio work. The 3-meter cable length gave me plenty of freedom to move around my studio space. But like the HD560S, the complete absence of wireless connectivity, controls, or microphone functionality made these headphones less versatile for everyday use outside my home studio. AKG K702 scores 6 out of 10. Finally, the Audio-Technica M50xBT2 truly shines in this category, with its impressive feature set including Bluetooth 5.0 with multi-point pairing that let me stay connected to both my laptop and phone during work, plus support for SBC, AAC, and LDAC codecs for high-quality wireless audio. I particularly appreciated the low latency mode, which made watching videos and gaming much more enjoyable with minimal audio delay. And the dual beamforming microphones provided crystal clear call quality even in noisy environments, though I did occasionally miss having aptX support when connecting to certain Android devices. Audio-Technica M50xBT2 earns 9 out of 10. The Audio-Technica M50xBT2 takes the crown with 9 points thanks to its excellent balance of wireless and wired connectivity options, multi-point pairing, and thoughtful features like beamforming microphones and low latency mode that enhanced my everyday listening experience. The results of our comparison show that each product shines in its own way, but the Audio-Technica M50xBT2 stands out with its impressive score of 82. Having personally tested these headphones, I can attest to their exceptional balance across all categories. The M50xBT2 excels in providing top-notch sound quality with a neutral profile that suits a wide variety of genres. Their incredibly long battery life, coupled with efficient quick charging capabilities, supports continuous playback through extended periods. Additionally, the connectivity and features, such as multi-point pairing and low latency mode, make these headphones highly versatile and user-friendly, making them the clear winner in our lineup. As for the other contenders, they each have their merits. The Sennheiser ACCENTUM Plus came close in second place with a score of 77.5, offering a reliable listening experience with their robust battery life. The AKG K702 and Sony ULT WEAR also performed admirably, scoring 66 and 73, respectively, with the AKG K702 offering remarkable comfort and the Sony ULT WEAR delivering solid noise cancellation. Meanwhile, the Sennheiser HD560S, despite its low score of 58, appeals to audiophiles who prefer a wired setup for a pure sound experience. Each of these headphones caters to different needs, proving that you can find great options under $200, no matter your priorities. Whether you seek the ultimate in audio perfection or prioritize comfort, there's a pair here that will surely meet your criteria.